Good old Evenicle. I remember playing the first one way back then. I remember quite liking it. It's in the recommendable tier after all. Should I move it to pretty good? Nah. However, I don't remember the plot other than the protag trying to have a lot of wives, who the villains were, and what they were trying to do. But I don't remember why they did it. I also remember not beating all the super bosses, a feat which I will replicate here in the sequel as well. Anyway, Evenicle 2 review starts now. Set in a world that's completely different geographically, Evenicle 2 is also bound by the same laws as the first game. You know, the law that forbids people from having sex with more than one partner. If you break that law, your life is fucked. Everything you do will end in failure and you'll be living like a Jew in 1930s Germany. Except worse, because escaping will not remove your problems. But ignore all that because this isn't the previous game. Hardly anyone gets the black ring of law breaking here. In the previous game, you can have the right to marry or fuck multiple partners by being a knight, leading to a situation where the protagonist needs to struggle and get promoted to get more wives. Well, chuck that idea out the window because here in the sequel, some people are born with skills, and anyone with a skill can have as many partners as they want. Very convenient. However, using skills somehow infects the user with the hero syndrome, which, in short, completely destroys your antibodies and leaves you dead with just a simple flu, or whatever weird ass fucking diseases that exist in this world. And so we head into the plot. You are Alex, the grandson of a well-known doctor. Alex is also a trainee doctor, and eventually he discovers that he has the same power of Medica as the legendary Dr. Asclepius. Said power is the ability to cure the hero syndrome by ejaculating inside the patient. Oh yeah, after curing a disease by having sex with a girl, he gets the ability to just create a medicine that can cure the disease on anyone. And so off Alex goes to help the people of the world. The initial goal is to head to the city of Red Cross to get certified as a real doctor. But the outbreak of a pandemic fucked that plan, and Alex has to go the extremely long way around, which involves stopping conspiracies, stopping wars using the power of extreme violence, and getting lots of wives. There is an initial twist I liked that gets solved pretty quickly unfortunately, and that's the fact that at the beginning of the game, Alex is already married. Apparently, he ventured into the woods and saved the girl, and they fucked, and he's never seen her since. I kinda wish this mystery wife plot went a bit longer, but who she was got revealed pretty quickly. Well, oh well. It wasn't bad, I guess, just personal preference. The characters are a mixed bag. I found Alex to be a pretty cool dude with unmatched horny power and love towards his wives. I found the first teammate cum wife to be a pretty annoying bag of tits whose only purpose is to say lewd things are a no-no. Mating is not lewd though. The second one is a tsundere flatty, a pretty sweet tsundere flatty. The third one is a pretty annoying 1000-year-old dragon lolly that calls you Oni-chan. The fourth one's a bold archaeologist girl. I thought she was okay. Yeah, mixed bag. However, the characters' interactions with each other are pretty fun. Also, Alex is pretty much a master chef. There are like 10 other wives, but I don't have the time to discuss all of them here. Let's move on to the villains. I'm typically the kind of guy who roots for the villains, but here, Alex isn't cringe, and the villains are total asshats. The moments when the protagonists get caught in their villainous conspiratorial trap really makes you feel like
they played us like a damn fiddle!
The main villain, like the true puppet master behind everything and playing the biggest conspiracy in history, was pretty cool. Who the fucker was half expected by me, but scope is a bit outside my predictions. I thought the main villain was cool despite us beating them pretty quickly after the reveal. Combat's essentially the same as the previous game. Turn and agility based combat with 3 in the front and 2 in the back. Level up by collecting XP and going to the nearest branch of the leveling shop. Fight wacky monsters and also capture and sell monster girls. Hey, fun fact, having sex with monster girls is apparently how you get HIV here. The main difference in gameplay is Alex's Medica abilities. After a good night's rest, you get up to 10 points, initially 3, you can use for healing abilities. Like the first game, attrition's pretty heavy here, especially in dungeons. Especially during the late game, when mobs are tanky as fuck. You'll be starved of supplies and healing in dungeons, but thankfully there's usually a full heal before a boss. The bosses themselves are typically pretty hard, not to mention the fucking super bosses that I didn't bother to genocide. Anyway, overall, gameplay is still great, and still playable with one hand. Maybe I should mention the BGM as well. As expected of a well-respected developer with historic roots, their BGM is homemade. The BGM is pretty good for the most part. Fun in the fields, and intense in the climaxes. Porn is okay, I guess. It's good enough to expand my gun down there, but not good enough to not bore me. However, I must say, the scenes with the dragon lolly are the ones with the weirdest content. The bigger problem is that, for a game where a guy gets more than a dozen wives, there are no sex scenes involving more than 3 girls, and there's only one scene with 3 girls. If you're here, you've probably watched that set video covering the first Evenicle, and heard the parable of the bowling ball. Personally, I'm not affected by that stuff, being an apathetic Panther and all, though I have yet to test my mettle on the truly terrible stuff. Don't worry about that in the sequel, as there are only like 2 of those struggle snuggle scenes, and they're not particularly horrid for the common man. To conclude, Evenicle 2 is a pretty exemplar hentai RPG. It has a good plot and a wide cast of characters, of which at least some of them you like. It has good gameplay with challenging fights and okay porn. My review sounds a bit harsh. Maybe it's because it's been a while since I finished it. Maybe the joyous afterglow of finishing it has worn off. But rest assured, I enjoyed playing it. And I think you will too. Hey y'all, Panther again. Happy Easter! Time to hunt for eggs and crucify prophets. Oh wait, no, it's time for resurrection. Anyway, please like and subscribe if you liked the video. See ya!